In a previous video, I showed you all the simple basics for driving just one 7-segment display. But in this video, let's connect multiple displays and interact with them. And at the end, you will be able to build your own clock. So let's start the show. First, and before our work, we draw our 7-segment chart. Then, we fill it from left to right with segments from DP to A. These segments are treated as outputs. We also need our inputs for decoding process. Now we fill our inputs. Column D has an alternative 0 1s, column C has 0 0 1s, column B 4 zeros 4 1s, and column A 8 zeros 8 1s. We also label the segments from A to G. You can see them on the table here. After that, we spot the segments that constitute our number. In my case, I want to build a 0. And don't forget to put the cathode to ground, since this display is a common cathode. The easy part has come. We light the segment A, segment B, segment C, segment D, segment E, and in the segments that we want to light, we just put a 1. This is very simple. Segment F, and segment G we don't want it, since we want to display a 0, so we put a 0 on it. Okay? And if your segments have a decimal point, you just put 0 or 1. Moving on to the next number, let's compose a 1. To do that, we take our chart and we light up the segment B, segment C. We don't light the segment D, the segment E, the segment F, and the segment G. We don't have a decimal point, so we put a 0. And basically, the same theory applies to the whole remaining numbers. Now for the example, I'll be using the byte of the number 4, in which I'm gonna convert its decimal numbers to hexadecimal number. This will give me a 0x66, which you can confirm by using a calculator included in your system. After converting all the numbers, I ran Arduino and I uploaded the sketch that you will find in the video description. And as you can see, here are our numbers which we programmed in the chart, showing up in the 7-segment. But you will say that it is interesting to add other displays, so we can add more numbers. And let me tell you that this idea does exist, and it's called multiplexing. It is basically lighting the segments in this motion with a very high speed. And like that, you will not distinguish the flickering. And as you can see in the oscilloscope, when display 1 is on, display 2 is off, and vice versa. This process is done in a small period of time, in our case 20 milliseconds, which corresponds at a frequency of 50 Hz. And now you should be familiar with those displays. As always, like this video if you find it useful, share it with your friends so we all learn together. Consider subscribing my channel, and I will see you next time.